the staff fell from Aaron's hand, his trembling hand. It was as if you could feel, it was as if you could sense, it was as if you could hear Moses say, "Man, I hope this works." It had been a cold, lonely night. Moses was out with Jethro, his father-in-law's flock. For some reason, for some unknown reason, he led the flock out of the wilderness. He led them up to a hill, to a mountainside, Mount Horeb, the mountain of God. As he came up on the mountain, he realized something was different. Something was not the same. He felt the heat first on his right cheek. Small at first. And as he continued up the mountain, he turned his head. And he saw something peculiar. He saw something strange, something he had never seen before. It was a bush, and he had seen a bush before. It was on fire, and he had seen fire before. But this bush was different. There was no smoke. This bush was not being consumed by the flames. It was simply engulfed in them. Moses crept closer to get a better look. And then a voice. "Moses. Moses." Moses thought to himself, this is very strange. Here's a voice from flames calling my name, which means I came from the water. So he crept closer, and it said, "Moses, Moses." And he said the only thing that came to his mind, "Here I am." And he walked a little closer, and the voice again said, "Moses, stop! Stop right where you are, for the land that your feet are on is holy ground. Take off your sandals." So Moses, trembling in fear, his legs going out from underneath him, his hands trembling, reached down to unbind his sandals. And the voice said, "I am the God of your ancestors. I am the God of Abraham, of Isaac, of Jacob." And at that, Moses, remembering his life, hid his face from God. Because he didn't want to see the face of God. The voice said, "I am the God of your ancestors, and I have heard my children crying. I have felt their suffering, and I have heard their cries. And I have come down to deliver them from their slavery. And I want you to do it." Now, if Moses had not been more afraid, he was at the pinnacle. And he thought to God, "Who am I? Who am I?" He remembered the body in the sand. He remembered the stories that his mother told him of where he came from. Who am I? "I will be with you, Moses. I will be with you. You are to go to Pharaoh, and you are to say to him, 'I have talked to my people's God, and we are to go into the wilderness for 3 days. We will offer sacrifices to him.'" Moses trying everything he could to get out of this situation. Thought, what if they ask what your name is? Then you shall tell them, I am who I am. And you shall say this to the Israelites, that this shall be what I be called from now until forever. For generations and generations, I am who I am. Moses was afraid. He said, But Lord, who am I to speak to the Pharaoh? I am slow of speech. The Lord was becoming a little less happy with Moses. He said, Am I not the God? Am I not the God who makes the deaf hear and the lame walk and the blind see? Am I not the God who has created this entire world? Am I not the God of your ancestors? But God, what if they don't believe me? What if they don't believe me? Moses, Aaron will go with you, and he will hold out a staff in his hand, and he will drop it. And when it hits the ground, it will turn into a snake. Pick it up by its tail, and it will turn back into its staff. Then they will believe you. But if they don't, I have a few more tricks up my sleeve. The staff hit the ground. Pharaoh jumped up. Moses put a little smile on his face. The staff turned into a slithering snake. It was as if you could feel. It was as if you could sense. It was as if you could hear Moses saying, my God can use even a murderer, even a man like me, to bring his people out of suffering. Amen. Thank you.